We're live.
Did you just do it?
I just did it. I totally forgot. Oops. I was like, something seems different.
Well, hang on now. Let's do the here. Just we'll do the countdown. Boop, 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 boop.
I'm gonna run it in like 50 minutes.
What a fucking idiot.
Oh, my mind's already gone.
That's fine. We don't need it where we're going.
We don't need roads. Oh boy. Hello, everybody. I know you weren't warned. Neither were we. I'm sorry. I'm not really, though. It's fine. Oh, we made it to episode number 16 of this show, Stoop. Are you proud of us?
That's an adjective.
It is an adjective. It's very good.
Proud? I don't know.
Are you a proud boy?
Yeah. We're this is the number one Proud Boy podcast. The only one hasn't been banned from YouTube yet.
We've been standing by like Trump told us to do.
That's right. We're still standing by. We're getting a little tired. Our legs are getting tired.
I hate standing.
Don, tell us what to do, buddy. We're standing by.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's wow. Look at that. It's 16 episodes, which is like at least 32 weeks and probably more. And cheers.
So are we in the third trimester or are we still at the end of the second there?
You tell me. You're the one with a baby in your urethra.
I have a baby in my urethra again.
Yeah. Surprise.
Thank God I'm in a good state.
Yeah, I'm not in a good state
of being.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What do you say we start this episode, even though we kind of already did accidentally?
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theys and thems, this is Talking Out Our Ass. It's an interview show. It's a talk show hosted by Sam Reeves and yours truly, Stoop Kid, where we have a guest on each episode. And right now, at this moment, Sam and I don't know what the episode's about. We don't know what this interview is going to be about. We bring a guest on. The guest then surprises us with the topic that they would like to talk about, that hopefully they know something about. And, Sam and I are forced to formulate an interview on the spot. You've now been warned. So if you keep watching, that's on you. This is our disclaimer. It's bad. It's a bad show. Do something else. Don't watch. Idiot. What's wrong with you?
Yep. I would
so
agree.
We got a guest.
I sure hope so.
Go looking in the guest folder.
Oh, right. That's the red folder. We don't want that one. Guest folder. Oh, we do. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, we do have a guest. You may have seen some of her writing on Southside Sox. You could see some of her writing in All Sports Scene, and it was just her birthday yesterday. So let's bring on our good friend Tina.
Happy birthday to. Okay, I don't need to do the whole thing.
You don't need to do that.
No.
Okay.
You don't
really
dad singing happy birthday?
By the way, I was like, "Where's the countdown?" And then all of a sudden, we were just like,
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, we were all wondering the same thing.
I was like, why is this so different?
And then I just saw, and then Sam went, "Oh shit!"
And yes, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm 30 years old.
Hey, welcome.
Everything just gets more downhill from here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is downhill good or bad? I feel like people use this both ways.
I mean, downhill's easier.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people say it's all downhill from here, and they mean like it gets easier. It's good, but then down is bad. Like people
That's
would.
a good point.
I've heard it both ways.
I don't know. I can't. We're not that technical today. Listen, we're here. We made it.
Or any day.
The bar is low.
The bar is on the floor.
I'm excited to be here, though. This should be fun.
It should be. So
Well, it should be.
should be. It all depends on you, Tina. This is your show now. So with that, what's this show going to be about, Tina?
So I thought we could have a little fun and get some nostalgia going. So I wanted to talk about like our favorite cartoons from the late 90s and early 2000s, whatever we grew up with.
Sure. Okay.
This is right up Soup's alley.
It is.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, I know Stoop Kid is on this list, but I'm pretty sure I called him a big baby in my notes. So just as a little preface on that. But yeah, I don't know. I just was like, we all know cartoons. We can debate about them, whatever you want to do. So however you guys want to kick it off.
Sure. That's a good. Oh yeah, Reptar. Look at you. Oh, that's everybody. I see. Yeah. And you got lucky. You got the Nickelodeon logo that is not a foot.
Correct. Yeah.
So that is not a foot.
Yeah. No. Sam, if you go look at
I know.
All right.
I know the reference.
It's at the studios anyway.
Yep.
So first of all, I mean, you kind of just answered my first question already, which is just that I think that we all had an allegiance, right? And so the big three for cartoons are, for television for our youth was Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network.
Sure.
And of those three, what did you watch the most of?
So yeah, I did. I made a list of like things that I watched the most from like each network kind of. And I just lost my whole page, but don't worry, we'll get back there. Nickelodeon definitely has the most under that list. So I pretty much would rank it off the bat Nickelodeon, then Cartoon Network, and then Disney Channel. Because I feel like Disney Channel was like lit more so with like actual people and not like
live action shows.
Yeah, and like obviously Phineas and Ferb was like solid and too because like they have the catchy theme song, but like that was like a little bit after I think our prime for cartoons. So like I didn't really have that many there, but yeah, I mean Nickelodeon I feel like just had like a lot of the OGs, but then like Cartoon Network still was like pumping out hits. I mean Ed, Edd and Eddy was like
perfect. Was Recess a Disney Channel show? Yeah, right.
Yeah, Disney.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, because I know it was on Sunday mornings on ABC, which is Disney. So I guess
exactly. Yeah. So that's a good call. See, look, this is what we needed to discuss because your brain sometimes mentioned that I miss.
Right.
Okay, so in the comments that's in there as well. Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me.
No, I mean I personally have the same ranking as you. I definitely watched far and away more Nickelodeon than anything else, and then a handful of shows certainly on Cartoon Network, and then like several feet of dirt, and then Disney Channel. I really didn't watch Disney Channel at all because I didn't want to watch like live people.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to tolerate Sweet Life of Zach and Cody slander. Okay, so
no, that was only when I was like with my girl cousins did I watch that shit. I wanted nothing to do with that.
But yeah, no, that's a good take.
All right, Sam, I asked a question.
I'm so happy for you. So glad you figured out how to answer questions.
Good job.
Did you ever watch any of the other like none of the big three, like the Transformers cartoons or any of that stuff that was around?
I didn't watch too much of the Transformers ones. I was looking, I know there was like some superhero ones, and I would watch those sometimes, but that just wasn't my bread and butter.
No.
Like I definitely enjoyed like the Batman and like whatever they had, like I don't know what network was Teen Titans on. Was that one? Sounds like
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
that one was like all right. I can't.
The original, yes, the original Teen Titans, not this bullshit that they got on now. The OG one was I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, everything that was truly better. I feel like.
And Cartoon Network also had Kids Next Door. That was very good.
Kids Next Door, yeah, that's one I don't really remember that frequently. I feel like.
Boy, did I watch an unholy amount of television.
That's why I said you're going to be perfect.
Jesus Christ. It's just dawning on me.
iPad
fuck.
Pixar now. We were just like cartoon
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We were TV kids.
Just go
Yeah.
and pop on Powerpuff Girls and call it a day.
Mhm.
Powerpuff Girls, also Cartoon Network.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like for at least our age range, we were in the golden era of cartoons.
Oh yeah, I'll fight anybody that says otherwise.
So we were pretty spoiled with, even with the later stuff like Fairly Odd Parents and Rocket Power and all that stuff.
Oh,
Like,
Dude, like Fairly Odd Parents is still pretty funny.
it's still pretty
Watch
funny.
now.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Fairly Odd Parents is amazing. Like I feel like it just conditioned me that anytime that I see like something that's green and pink, then my brain just like is immediately like Cosmo and Wanda. Like it doesn't think of anything else. It's just like, yes, Cosmo and Wanda, I see you over there. You're being slick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you see anything like lime green and pink, and that's what you think.
Immediately. That was a good one, honestly. Like I feel like those are kind of underrated. And they had so many
Pinkleberg.
bangers in that one, like Icky Vicky.
Oh, I mean that I lost my shit about that, because we've discussed on this channel before my passion for NSYNC. So, Chris Kirkpatrick did that Chip Skylark character.
Mhm.
So that was always a good time.
Tyler, that's a good pull. I could not think of that guy's name.
Yeah, Roxy's right. That's
My shiny
that's
teeth and me.
indoctrination.
My shiny teeth and me. Yeah.
It's funny because that wasn't one of the songs that I immediately thought of, but as soon as you said it, Roxy, I was like it
Right there.
back.
Yep.
Just unlocks excellent memories.
It's crazy.
What would I have a follow up for you guys? So
Do it.
I know we already talked kind of a lot of Cartoon Network, and I feel like we didn't watch too many on there. What would you say is your favorite Cartoon Network show that you watched?
I mean, to me anyway, we've covered the top dogs with Powerpuff Girls and
Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie, but like I think also of Samurai Jack and Kids Next Door, like I said.
Mhm.
And then obviously like when Adult Swim became a thing, I mean that.
Yeah.
And like and now, I mean, Adult Swim for the last decade has been paying the bills of that network. I mean, they wouldn't exist without that.
Cater to adults, like
right.
That's funnier to us.
Yeah.
But like, my little cousins will say they watch Rick and Morty, and I'm like, yeah, but you are 12. You probably don't know what half of that means.
Right. Yeah. And that's true. But like, to be fair, I was watching Family Guy at 12 and didn't know what half of that meant. And it was still funny, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was always, there was Johnny Bravo. You could go on.
Oh, Johnny Bravo. Fuck.
Johnny Bravo, what a good one.
I mean, well, that's okay. So back up, because that's the draw that Cartoon Network had, is that it had our parents' cartoons or shows like Johnny Bravo that were modeled after our parents' cartoons. Because like Johnny Bravo was being made contemporarily, but clearly was still like Hanna-Barbera style. Seth MacFarlane wrote for Johnny Bravo. Which is funny to boy is that show not okay, man.
No,
boy is
not
that
at all.
show not okay.
Never was.
Wow. I would be surprised if it's even on any streaming services, because that guy Johnny should be in jail like several times over.
Yeah, should be serving several life sentences.
Oh my god.
But Roxy brought this. I was gonna say I tried to watch this the other day, and that's Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, I mean Courage.
I have that one on my list too. That was
Courage gets fucking terrifying, and I'm like, as and what's interesting is I wasn't as scared watching it as a kid as I am now as an adult. If I watch, I'm like, this is terrifying.
I was watching that the other night and like just trying to like throw on something in the background, and I was like, okay, I told the people this. I'm like, I don't remember the dog talking.
Yeah, you and I talked about that, because I it's so funny how Jewish he is. Courage. Muriel,
he's like,
the things I do for love.
Like I remember him just like how they hear him, just like the like that. That's all I remember. The dog. I was like, when the hell did he get a voice?
Yeah, he used to always, and the computer's always giving him sass.
Yeah.
And he's like the dialogue between him and the computer is like some of the best stuff.
Yeah. You know, and I was watching it the other night. I'm like, yeah, this is still pretty fucked up.
It's kind of crazy that that's
And
a
this
kid
is
show.
a kid show.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I was like, yeah, man, you had to be on acid to write kids shows.
Like, honestly, it must have been.
Yes. That's the thing with a lot of it. A lot of it is just, it feels now like, and maybe this is just bias because we, like Sam said, grew up in the golden age of cartoons, but it feels like now if a show is like funky or trippy like that, kind of like Adventure Time is good, but stuff like that, it feels a little bit like they're trying to be that way, whereas it feels organically disturbing in the case of Courage, or even like some of Hey Arnold and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Courage was like unnecessarily creepy. At like, I remember when it would
it's
come on, like
dark.
I would be like, Courage the Cowardly Dog is on next. I'm like, great, I gotta fucking go to bed now. Because, like, this shit's just gonna
right, because this can't be the last thing I watch before bed. I'll have nightmares.
Yeah.
Yep.
One little creepy hijinks. I don't want to be involved.
It's such a wild show that they just like, we're like, this is for kids. Like, no, it's not. But it's all right. Yeah, we had Caitlin's and Pokemon. I forgot about that being an animated show. Obviously, what was that on?
I don't know. I was just
probably, honestly, I think that it was syndicated, because it came over years later from like years after it aired in Japan. It came over here, and I feel like I remember only ever seeing it on like WGN or WTTW or shit like that. But I didn't personally. I was not into that. Although Cartoon Network did have Dragon Ball Z, which we were big into as kids for sure. It's like the only anime I was ever like engaged in.
Yeah. I feel like that was kind of the case for most people.
Yeah, I mean, we really like to draw those guys. That was, that was a lot of fun.
Drew, you missed the Ed and Nitty talk. We already talked about it being one of the powerhouse cartoons.
Oh, well, I mean, we could talk more about it.
We can still talk more about it. We did talk about it already.
The animation bothered a lot of people on Ed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I've never actually dug into what they were doing or how they were drawing it to make the outlines of people the way that it was.
Yeah.
Really, it was again, like trippy. It was like the animation, the adjective I would use is loose. Like the animation was loose and just like sloppy and melty.
Yeah. I just looked that up because I was curious after you brought it up, because that is something that reminded me. And I guess basically it's like a hand-drawn animation, and it was meant to portray cartoons from like the 40s to the 70s. So like it was purposefully
interesting. But it wasn't like because like we were saying, like Hanna-Barbera cartoons were drawn like neatly. Like you think of the Flintstones, the Jetsons, shit like that, Pink Panther, like that was all drawn very intentionally. And so like Johnny Bravo looks like that. Oh, Scooby-Doo, looked like that. And I watched a shitload of the like original Scooby-Doo as well.
Yeah.
Which is funny because every episode is the same thing, but somehow we watched just hundreds of episodes of that shit.
Yep. We have comments in the chat here. Pokemon I'm seeing was on the WB, so it was on like Network.
That's
and
something.
Yeah, that's a bonus thing.
Then it was on Cartoon Network. So you people also, that said that are not wrong. Kaylin also brought up PBS, which is not a network that I had on my list, but they have so many excellent.
Arthur.
I mean, come on. Barney was iconic when we were really little, right? But Arthur is like still. I mean, it's so
good. My exposure to Arthur was whenever I went over to like really nerdy kids' house, or like kids that were homeschooled and their parents like you can't watch TV except PBS. So those were the kids watching Arthur. And well, I mean, like to me, Magic School Bus is just what we watched when they rolled the TV in the classroom.
Yeah. Yep.
Like
exactly.
I never watched it once at home. It was always watching Magic School Bus at school. It's the only time we watched that.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm same on that.
Like I have so many vivid memories of that one episode where like they get like inside the one kid's body.
Mhm.
Yep.
He's
Yeah, I think that's the one that we all like have embedded in our head from that show.
probably that in science class and was like, this will
Yeah.
be educational.
Yeah.
I can like almost hear the music from that show and
Mhm.
like the bus beeps in the song. That's
And
crazy.
Your teacher's like, now kids, there's a bunch of people in a very small school bus going through your body right now.
And all the jokes that have been made about that over the years, it's just, I mean,
Right.
it really sets itself up. We're going into Timmy's asshole again. Like, you know.
Oh my god.
I mean, we also like had, Cat Dog, and I think somebody said Ren and Stimpy on here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy was Cartoon Network, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
I think
think
it was
so.
Nick. Was it Cartoon Network?
I don't, because I in my head for whatever. Oh, I just remembered another Animaniacs. That was definitely Cartoon Network.
Animaniacs, yep.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. We can go real deep on this. This is a good one, Tina. We could do 2 hours.
What
on this if we
did
needed to.
What did everyone watch while their parents were fighting in the back?
Yeah, what did everybody turn the volume up on real loud?
Tina's looking at her shirt. She's like, "What did I watch?"
No, they're talking about Nickelodeon being on, or Ren and Stimpy being
yeah.
Nickelodeon. I'm like, wait, they are correct.
Yep. Now Rocko's
I
Modern
always-
Life. That's another good one.
I mix up Ren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken in my head.
Yeah. They are very similar.
Similar, like animation wise,
Yeah.
and maybe like voice wise, but like
Mhm.
Ren and Stimpy was way raunchier than
Pretty wild.
that's another Ren and Stimpy's another one. And like this isn't okay to have shown to kids. I'm not okay with that. I watched this as a kid.
That's why we're here now.
Right.
I mean, Ren, like, was he not always like extremely stoned? Because his eyes are just like really red.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
but
mean-
to go along with Animaniacs, then through going down the Warner Brothers tree, there was also Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky the
Remember
Brain.
that too.
Yeah,
Those are all
brain,
the
Pinky
Yeah.
and the brain.
all the Warner Brothers shows are Cartoon Network then, because they were
Mhm.
had to
Yep.
deal with Turner or whatever.
Oh yeah, Invader Zim.
Oh,
Yeah, Invader Zim was a little bit later,
Little
but
bit.
wait, that was Nickelodeon, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah, I had
Really?
my first little girlfriend that I had in middle school. She loved Invader Zim. It was a little
Yeah,
too
that was-
scary. It was a little too scary for me.
Yeah, it was like a huge fad. Like right as we hit middle school, it was just like
Yeah.
everybody. Like you showed up, I didn't even watch it. And I was like, "What is this little dude
Well-
with everybody's backpack?"
It coincided with a lot of cultural stuff. Like that's like Hot Topic blew up.
Hmm.
Invader Zim blew up. Like that. A lot of that stuff happened at once.
Yeah.
You know, My Chemical Romance is big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the emo kids loved Invader Zim.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Willie with another deep cut. Real monsters.
Real
That's-
Monsters is completely forgot about it until recently, but it'll always stick with me. The guy that held his eyeballs in his
Eyeballs.
hands,
Yep. Mhm.
like this. I don't remember any plots of that show really, but I certainly remember fucking watching it.
So yeah, so do I. I don't remember like anything about it. I remember like the opening a little bit.
Tina, what was your preference? Like the older, like we were saying, like Scooby-Doo, like Hanna-Barbera style stuff, or like the more contemporary, like Cat, Dog, and I don't know, Rugrats and that type of shit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like both because, like, when I was really young, and they'd have on like Flintstones, the Jetsons, and stuff like that, and those were also like great. But like Rugrats, I feel was like OG right when we were like in the late '90s, and I mean, great show. Like, come on, they have iconic characters. Look, I got
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah,
Right
I watched a
before-
lot of Rugrats for sure.
Yeah. But like, why was Angelica like so bitchy? I don't really like. What was the purpose of?
That
also-
was Angelica was an archetype in these cartoons, right? Because you had Helga in Hey Arnold, basically the
Who is
same
basically like a grown-up Angelica, also still
character. Right, right. And you know, you pretty much had, I mean, fucking Cindy in Jimmy Neutron,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she sucks
which
too.
How did
Jimmy
we forget
Neutron
Jimmy
was a
Women are-
movie first. Do you guys remember when the
Yep.
movie came out?
Came out like
'Cause, like-
2001 or
Because like
2000.
Nickelodeon promoted the fuck out of that
Yeah.
movie. And then I guess it did well enough that they were like, hey, we could just run with this. We could just make a TV show. And then they made like a pretty successful TV show out of it.
Yeah.
Caitlin will resonate with Willie's comment here. Chocolate cookies.
Oh
chocolate milk.
man.
So funny.
Man, I mean, we could do a separate hour just on cartoon food. Because like
Right.
how badly does everyone want a Krabby Patty?
Incredibly
You
badly.
know?
So badly.
Like it looks amazing. Like every time, you know, cartoons take a bite out of something, you're just like, oh my god, that looks like that looks delicious. I want that.
Even the pretty patties looked good, and those were like weird colors.
Yeah.
So earlier when I was looking up, I was trying to remember all the shows, and like Cat Dog was one. Obviously, I remember, but I had to pull this quote that I found from an article because honestly, like I was cracking up, and it's very perfect for ass.
Hell yeah.
So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's like two sentences that are very important here. The guy just goes like, he's like, this is a great show, but I don't understand Cat Dog. I mean, I understand it in the sense that it's a cat and a dog somehow fused together as one. And then he's like talking about how like, yeah, it's, you know, it's with a guy in Brooklyn and like friggin', you know, the dichotomy of having a cat and dog relationship. But then he's like, but when I say I don't understand Cat Dog, I mean, I just do not get where or how they shit. The hole in the middle of its tongue is there two dual purpose digestive systems in there, meaning each head's mouth also functions as an anus. I don't get it. And I was like, when I first started reading his paragraph like review summary, I did not think that's where he was gonna
Right.
and I was like thinking about it for 10 minutes and like,
yeah, like are they just human centipeding each other?
kinda, right?
What did you do your dissertation on in college?
maybe how about maybe there's a butthole like on the bottom in the middle, like
So
between the two of
that's
them.
what they said, like, is there like a little hole in like the middle of
Yeah.
the stomach and then where they fuse?
Little cat dog. And what was I see, I only barely remember Cat Dog because for whatever reason that was one of the shows my parents were like, this is stupid. You shouldn't watch that. That's dumb. And then of course that meant that I was supposed to hate SpongeBob because the creators of Cat Dog, like I still remember the ad campaign before the pilot of SpongeBob ever aired. I remember the ad campaign on Nickelodeon for SpongeBob, and they would say, you know, from the creators of Cat Dog. And I can even recall the promo, the promo for SpongeBob. He's, you know, I'm ready, diving off the diving board in his underwear, whatever. But, fuck was I saying before? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Sam, ask a question.
Well, I was gonna ask Tina if she can help us complete Sean's.
It's
great. It's fantastic.
That is maybe the highlight of the whole Rugrats series. Because that, like, Stu really had a lot in common with my dad. Like, he was just like up in the middle of the night mumbling and just like making like, the fuck are you doing right now?
Like, actually tired.
Because I have no control of my life.
No control of my life.
But like those lines weren't as funny to us when we were children, you know.
Correct.
Like,
yeah.
Now because it's like, yeah, fucking for real.
We had absolutely no context for it. It's just like
we're like, oh why? Life is great. We're 5.
Right. Whereas like Hey Arnold, I've gone back and watched some of it somewhat recently, and like that is more so like the content is geared towards kids. It is a kids show, but what's adult about that is the music and the animation. It's really like they got different ass music for that show. It's very dissonant jazz music, and it's also one of the only shows that takes place in an urban environment as opposed to
I
right.
feel like probably like partially why they did that with the music, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's also why I appreciate it a lot now, because like you know, everything is so just like suburban or like kind of like that, and everyone thinks the city is so scary, but really they're just like living normal kids in the city, you know?
Right. And like they're showing children taking the public transportation and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Sean. We all want Arnold's room.
Yeah, I mean, this number one sickest bedroom to ever exist in reality or fiction is Arnold's bedroom.
It's just so unfair that they did that to us.
It is. It actually is. It's fucked up that they did that.
Like, look at this guy's cool room that you'll never be able to have.
The only thing about Arnold's room is they never showed it like in the middle of the day in summer, right? Because it was like just that glass roof.
Yeah.
Like you would be cooking in there.
Oh, no. That'd be so awful.
Which is interesting because I remember an episode of Hey Arnold where like it's super hot out and they didn't have the air conditioning went out or whatever, and they're trying to bring a bag of ice back to the house and it melts by the time they get back and shit like that. Yeah, Arnold's room had to be 95 degrees on that day.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
Yeah. Tina, how quickly did you like get into SpongeBob? Was it like as soon as it aired you were like in, or did you, like a lot of us, not even understand what it was until like a year after it came out?
I don't know. I feel like I can't really remember when I started watching. I feel like when it came out or like around that time when I did, because I mean it came out in like 2000, right? But I mean like all those early seasons are like the most iconic episodes, like the first season. Like I wrote down some of my favorite ones that just came to my mind, and like they were all, I'm pretty sure, like within season 1 and 2. And yeah, I don't know. It's just so funny in like so many different ways. There's so many iconic lines in that show. The quotes really are never ending. My friends and I were at a bachelorette party one time, and we were all like wasted at like 9 p.m. trying to figure out like what are we going to do next. And we pretty much sat around and just like made SpongeBob quotes for like 15, 20 minutes. And we're like, what are we doing? Like literally we're like 20 years old.
Should have kept going. Don't ever question it.
Yeah, we had made a mini drinking game out of it, and it's just it's the deepest cut.
Oh yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember like if I was it was so long ago. I don't remember if I was like right on episode 1, but I remember being like really aware of SpongeBob because they were marketing it so much when we were kids. So I have to imagine my parents were like, yeah, you can watch it, whatever, and we'll see. But I feel like it's just been around forever. So like I couldn't even tell you when I was like, yeah, that's the first time I saw that episode. Like, I don't know. I've seen every episode like 1,000 times. So it's
I mean, every episode to a point. I mean, because they're still going.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They're gonna catch up to like The Simpsons and stuff like that soon in terms of volume.
The Simpsons, that's such a good one too. What network was that on?
Well, that was on Fox.
Fox, yeah.
And like I certainly watched a lot of The Simpsons, but I'm kind of like not counting that in your topic because that's
it's not.
Like that's a show for adults. And I was watching it as a child because my parents loved it.
Yeah, right.
But it's
same with South Park, yeah.
Right, but like I only got like 50% of the jokes at the time,
Yeah. I mean, you cannot put South Park on the same list as fucking Kim Possible.
You can. It'd just be a really weird list.
Oh, My Life as a Teenage Robot is another one.
That was a good one. Yeah. Danny Phantom.
Sure, that was it felt like there were a lot by the same animators that did.
Yeah, Butch Hartman did that one.
Okay, yeah, Fairly Odd Parents, yeah.
It was basically like, what if the Fairly Odd Parents were phantoms instead of fairies?
Right, and it was like about teens instead of preteens. Like
they tried to do that. Rugrats was all grown up.
Oh yeah,
it didn't do well.
Yeah, that didn't.
Growed up.
Everyone's like, we don't want to see that.
Yeah.
We don't want to know what happens.
Yeah, I mean the Rugrats theme is iconic too. The
Yeah.
song, like, there's a lot of iconic theme songs there.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
They're just burrowed in your brain. Like you don't even think about them until you like hear something. You're like, oh my god, I'm all.
But it's like if that came out in the club, like we'd all go crazy. You know what I mean? Like
we lose our shit.
like it's buried in there. It's not conscious, but if you heard it, you'd be like, oh my god.
Yep. You and everyone else around you would be yelling.
Right.
I mean, if you're at the club or at the bar and they start playing "My Shiny Teeth and Me," like that is like we're
dancing on tables. Like,
God, they got to get that shit on Touch Tunes.
Yeah.
The bar, light it up.
Hour.
the Rugrats theme on Touch Tunes. Boop 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 boop.
There's one guy at the bar just like went by himself taking a shot. He's like, "This brings me back."
That's me. I'm that guy.
That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Ed and Eddie music is really jazzy too. To be fair, that would be that rivals the Hey. Although Hey Arnold is just, you go back and it's just really dissonant, and it's like, it's I'm gonna throw around a big league word here. It's bespoke. It's bespoke jazz music. Like it's all made for each episode type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember. Was Doug kind of was like that though too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I forgot about
was it more like offbeat of things?
I need to go back and watch Doug. I haven't watched Doug in a really long time. Doug and Rocco's Modern Life kind of occupy the same real estate in my head.
Yep. It's
so
crazy.
I want to do that.
Yeah, well, Paramount has a lot of the Nickelodeon rights right now.
Yeah, Paramount has a lot of Nickelodeon. Obviously, Disney Plus has Disney. Max has all the Cartoon Network stuff.
Okay.
You know, but it changes every year.
Yeah.
Because capitalism.
Typical.
Hell yeah, Andy. Thanks for watching, buddy.
Hell yeah, Andy.
You're welcome. Oh.
No. The Andy we like.
Oh, right. Sorry.
That's a good one from Caitlin. Pick your 3 Desert Island Kid cartoons.
Ooh.
What does that mean, Caitlin?
Means you only get to pick 3. You're stranded on a desert island.
You're on a desert island. You can only
watch cartoons.
You can only eat 3 children's
You can only
cartoons.
eat 3 cartoons.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Tina.
Oh man. Okay, I gotta look at my list.
Well, obviously, SpongeBob is one.
Of course, SpongeBob is one. I might do SpongeBob and then Rugrats. That one's so tough. I'm gonna do Hey Arnold.
I love it.
I almost was gonna say Rocket Power, but Hey Arnold is like just
love it. I love it. I mean, that's an all Nickelodeon list. I certainly approve of the selection of Hey Arnold. For obvious reasons.
Stop triggering me.
Yeah. All right. So you get to add a 4th now.
Ed and Eddie, because I need to add some Cartoon Network love.
I think Ed and Eddie deserves to be there.
And so, what about you guys? You have to answer.
I'm interviewing. All right. Well, Sam, you can go first.
SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron. That was my rotation.
Hell yeah.
We're doing the 3, but if I gotta pick a 4th, I'd probably throw Pokemon on there.
That's a good one. Pokemon is good. Yeah, I know. I can't believe that's on my list. That was a big oversight.
It's hard. There were so many.
Yeah.
No, maybe
that's the thing. I mean, we haven't even named all of them.
No.
You know, this was like we were a little bit older, but still around then. Foster's House for Imaginary Friends, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier.
I
believe Sean mentioned that.
I watched a good bit of that. I mean, for me, I think SpongeBob's got to be one of them. I watched a ton because like I would be like my grandparents watched me in the summers usually, and so I could always get away with more so watching the older stuff. So like I watched a ton of the Hanna-Barbera shit. So I would probably go SpongeBob, Scooby-Doo, because I mean there's so the volume, the quantity of Scooby-Doo is insane, and there's so many different like iterations of it now, but nothing tops, just the OG animation there. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm like contractually obligated to include Hey Arnold.
That's true. Yeah, you're the show.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's tough. I watched a lot of all of these. I don't know. Damn.
God, I guess we should have left it as your desert island.
Yeah. If I could just say 3, those are the 3. Because for 4, like it's gonna be a toss up for 4th. Honestly,
Right.
I mean, I watched a lot of Powerpuff Girls.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. Certainly watched a lot of Rugrats, and I honestly, this conversation is making me want to go back and watch Rugrats because I feel like I feel like there's probably lots of material that didn't land as a child. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, fucking
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, that's always this. That's one of my ticks sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Is that racist?
No.
Okay. I don't know. It's a little borderline.
It's fine. It's an animal. It's fine.
But well, Powerpuff Girls also shout out to Tara Strong, who voices Bubbles, and she voiced. It's just, I mean, also she was the voice of Timmy Turner.
Yep.
I mean, like half the characters we've discussed were voiced by Tara Strong. So shout out to her. We should get her on the show.
That's another one I'll add to the list.
Yeah, we'll add that one to the list.
Yeah, another one that I don't think we brought up yet was Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh my god!
Right. Yeah. I was like, I just thought about it when you were like, I'm like,
that has to be on the list because like without Dexter, there is no Jimmy Neutron. Like we gotta get that. We gotta get that fucking on the record.
Yeah.
Like Dexter predates Jimmy Neutron by several years, and it's kind of the same gimmick.
Yeah.
And
why was he French?
Yeah, no, I mean like Jimmy Neutron was like a good show. Like good. The movie was good. The show was good, but yeah, Dexter. God damn it! I watched hours of that show. Yeah, and Sam, your question is valid. We should ask our guest, Tina, why was Dexter French?
Yeah, why was Dexter French when nobody else in his family is French?
That's a really good question because I feel like we just allowed that to happen and no one ever questioned it.
Also, like, what's wrong with him physically?
Yeah, why
because you look at his parents and you look at Dee Dee, and they're like long and skinny, and Dexter like doesn't have legs.
Yeah, he's like just torso.
Torso and feet.
Why are you just a torso and feet? Answer the question. Get out of my laboratory. Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage. That's also interesting because in that episode he had to learn French.
Yeah.
But he
speaks with a French accent
the whole time.
Didi.
Yeah, someone's got to answer for this.
Laboratory accident.
Yeah, that made him French. His laboratory accident made him French.
Yeah, it's that one disease where you can get hit on the head and then you speak in a different dialect.
Sure.
This child genius has a French accent. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I mean, like nothing. Kids Next Door made you want a treehouse like nobody's business. Like really made you really made you want a clubhouse that you could go not have parental supervision someplace. Because those kids were lit, man. Those kids had everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, Looney Tunes. I forgot about Looney Tunes too. Jesus.
I mean, like that's a whole other episode. I
Right,
mean, Looney,
I know.
like, and
Oh my
yeah, I mean,
gosh.
we mentioned Hanna-Barbera, and then Mel
Yeah.
Blanc. Mel Blanc is the other side of that coin,
Right.
and that's the OG, right? Like that. I mean, you don't get any of this without Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd and so on and so forth. And I watched plenty of that too, and I hope that Cartoon Network is still airing that stuff because I think it's important.
You think that they are?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, I don't go to look anymore, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, like they're probably not, but they should be. That's all they should be doing, actually.
yeah.
Because like being that we've all acknowledged that Adult Swim is paying their bills at that network during the day, they should only be showing the Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers stuff. That's all they should be doing because it's charity television during the day anyway for them. They keep starting Adult Swim earlier in the day because that's their network.
Right. They're starting at like 8 o'clock now. It used to like be till 10 o'clock. Now it's 8 o'clock. Fuck it. We're Adult Swim now.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Nobody's watching this anymore.
Right. You weren't watching before anyway.
Uh,
You were you watching fucking Gumball or whatever the fuck they got on now? No, you weren't watching that shit.
Tina, did you have like an absolute favorite of like each network, or did you just have like one favorite overall of a show?
Yeah, I just wrote down some of my top favorites. I mean, SpongeBob is probably my favorite on Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network, Powerpuff Girls, and Ed, Edd n Eddy. Those were probably my two that I watched the most on there. And then obviously like Scooby Doo, but I'm not sure if that was on Cartoon Network or not. I can't really
Believe it was.
It was
a shit ton of Scooby Doo. So
yeah.
And then Disney, I pretty much just wrote down in terms of cartoons, Kim Possible and Proud Family. Proud Family was also lit.
Proud Family was great.
And then I know we talked about Recess earlier, but
yeah,
probably the top two that stuck out to me. But like the Nickelodeon just had like the better shows. If there was Rocket Power on or like Kim Possible, I'm probably gonna do that. And let's not forget how iconic the Tony Hawk Rocket Power episode is.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like I was, skateboarding as like a first and second grader, and like so Rocket Power was hugely influential there. There's another ABC Sunday morning cartoon that's not Recess that I can't think of the name of, and that's gonna kill me, and I'm gonna have to go look. It's not Rocket Power because it's it's ABC, so it's a Disney show. It was a cartoon. I don't think it's clearly not memorable enough for any of us to remember what it's called.
Yeah, I was having a tough time even remembering what some of the Disney cartoons were. 'Cause I know I was always remembering like the live action like ones, like Zack and Cody and all that stuff. So
right. Yeah,
but then, she brought up Proud Family. I was like, oh yeah, there we go. That's another one.
Yeah, you can miss me with that shit. Fucking.
Do you remember what it was about? That'll help.
I know. I'm like looking at
I can only just barely remember it. It's really. I can't get. I really can't get. Oh, fucking Wild Thornberries! Sure, watched a ton of that too. And
why?
About though, is it
the popular? No, it's not. But the popular fact about Wild Thornberries these days is, of course, that Donnie was voiced by Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then Tim Curry was Nigel Thornberry, wasn't he?
Well, he was snapping.
Pretty sure.
Tristan and I used to do Nigel Thornberry all the time because it was
really Tim Curry was Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah, it was a really fun voice to do. Just the mouth breathing and smashing. Yeah, no, but wild thornberries made me feel things because I desperately wanted to be able to talk to animals like her.
Right.
That would be fucking sick, dude.
It really would be.
And
Now that I think about it, though, is like the whole opening for Wild Thornberries kind of culturally appropriative? It was a very like African kind of theme song. I feel like, or
Probably.
like it. So that's something to consider. Boy, there's a lot that these shows got away with.
yeah, because we were living in the golden times when nobody gave a shit.
Right.
It was not politically correct.
Sam, number one Johnny Bravo guy. Staunch Johnny Bravo defender.
It's the only show I watch on repeat.
Hashtag Johnny Bravo did nothing wrong.
Free Johnny Bravo.
And that came out like in '97 too. Like
Yeah.
they have like a big excuse there.
Wasn't Nigel South Africa? He very well could have been.
I don't know. Maybe they said that, but he didn't have a South African accent. Maybe we wouldn't have been able to comprehend that accent.
Oh yeah, Blue's Clues. I mean, that was
Yeah, sure. Fucking hell yeah. I mean, the OG Blues Clues with Steve.
Fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, we don't fuck with Joe. All my homies hate Joe.
Nigel Australian.
Sure.
No, he was just heavy breathing, elongating words.
I mean, like Rocco was also Australian, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think so.
But he was, again, like, that's what these shows did a lot of the times. Like, Rocco was the only one that was Australian for no reason. Just like Dexter was French for no reason.
As a child.
Yeah.
Like, I have American parents and this very American sister, but fuck it. I'm French.
And we live in an American-ass suburb, and
right.
like, that I'm smart, therefore I'm French.
Learned it in the lab.
Yeah. He taught himself French in the lab.
Just cooking in the lab.
This is before Duolingo, folks.
Yeah, well, you had to just fall asleep listening to Omelette du Fromage.
Over and over again.
That's so good.
Rocco was a wallaby, so it makes sense that he was Australian.
Wallaby. I was going to ask if anybody knew what animal he was.
I would have never guessed that.
Oh.
Mostly because I don't really know what a wallaby looks like.
That's true. I don't either. It's a rodent, isn't it? Or is it a marsupial?
When I was a kid.
What'd you say, Tina?
Like, I feel like when I was a kid, I just assumed he was a dog. Like, I didn't.
Yeah, I probably did too.
Honestly, I'm learning. Yeah. I'm today years old that I found out that he is a wallaby.
Rocco is a wallaby, yeah.
I have no idea what a wallaby looks like. Like Rocco, duh.
Idiot.
Fucking owned. Oh my god. Tina, do you have any like memorable lines that stick in your head forever from what kids show that you like just say randomly out loud all the time?
Oh my god. I mean, like, I'll just be talking with someone and I'll like whatever you say will make me think of a SpongeBob quote. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and every time my friend and I are going to pick up a pizza from like a pizza place, we're always saying Krusty Krab
pizza is the pizza
for you and me.
Yeah.
Like the whole
firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it. Yeah, that one. And then my friend's name is Lee, so a lot of times we're always just going Liddle.
At him.
Liddle.
And Willie's got one in there too. I have $3. Which is every time I have to Venmo him for something or whatever.
The Doodle Bob
Thanks I get.
Obviously, I have A
Tina's
Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob hat.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I used to scream the stuff that Doodle Bob would scream when I was
Racial
What?
slurs?
like all that stuff.
You just said
For
some
sure.
bad German words, man.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm allowed. They owe me. Shout out Dallas Keuchel. Anyway, so obviously SpongeBob is number one for you. Do you have a favorite? I'm not gonna say season. We don't have it that, or none of us are that autistic, but you have
Not about
a
this anyway.
a favorite SpongeBob. Well, this is I'm realizing this is probably one of my one of my things. Do you have a favorite SpongeBob episode?
Yeah, I wrote down 4. The number one I wrote down was the Krusty Krab pizza.
Okay.
So many things happen in that episode that you like kind of forget
The
about.
Rock.
The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Yeah.
And then the chocolate episode where they're going door to door selling.
Chocolate.
What are they selling?
What are they selling? I remember chocolate.
Sweet.
I always hated it.
And then where they go to Sandy's house. And they
Water.
I don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
I needed it. I needed it.
So good. My honorable mention was Doodle Bob. So just for you,
Yeah.
Sean.
I've always been a big Band Geeks guy.
And like, so
Always.
do all of those occur in the first like 3 seasons?
Those ones for sure.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
sure they're in
crazy.
the first 2.
That's crazy. The other thing is that I feel like shows used to do a lot more episodes per season.
Well,
Yeah. But I was looking, I honestly, the first season might only be like 12 or something like that. Like, I don't think.
Yeah,
it's that
but-
crazy. SpongeBob
yeah.
has like 2 episodes kind
Two
of.
episodes, yeah, they're like 11
That's
minutes.
yeah, but I assume what Sam was going to say is that you get multiple stories per
which is even
episode.
crazy to think about. It's only like 11 or 12 minutes, and you still remember.
I know, seriously.
That shit was packed. That shit was
Right.
packed, man. Like compare that to like when we're sitting watching like a 90-minute Game of Thrones episode or
Right.
something. You know what I mean?
That's
Even like
crazy.
crazy.
When I was really watching SpongeBob, I could even like know the next episode coming just from seeing the first one.
Right,
You're like,
right.
oh hell yeah, this is gonna be a good double feature.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go.
Like I remember what the follow-up is to this one.
Right. They're like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. It's a good day. Good day to watch TV.
Always.
Every day is a good day to watch TV.
I think
Every
we all
single day.
And
need
turn it up so you don't hear your parents fighting.
They're still fighting in my
now I'm like, I need to go brush up on all my cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been inspiring, honestly.
I have a part
is-
2 where
this
we
is gonna be-
unlock. Yes.
The only thing that I don't like about this episode is that we should have done this in the winter, like when you
When
don't
you're
want
in
to
your
go
house.
right when you don't want to go outside or do anything. This would have been great.
Oops.
Yeah.
Binge watch.
What did you say?
Binge watch Cat Dog on a nice January weekend.
Yeah, because I don't remember any of the episodes of Cat Dog. I remember watching it, but I don't remember any of the.
I just remember the cat was a dick and the dog was very stupid.
Yeah,
That was
Right.
their dynamic.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which is again another like common, Pinky in the Brain. I mean, you get a lot of those.
Mhm.
Yep. And I
I
feel like
do.
cartoon that I would be really cool that for us to have had, and Willie just put it in the chat, is Bluey. Like, I've watched Bluey as an adult now, and that show is just so cute and wholesome. It's so good.
Yeah,
And
I haven't
I
gotten
laughed at when I was like 6, like 100%.
Nickelodeon game shows needs its own episode. Oh shit.
Yeah, all the slime, so much slime.
Did we ever find out how cat dogs? They're still working on it today.
we think maybe there's a secret hole in the middle bottom.
That just falls out.
We think maybe Cat Dog has an anus in the middle on the bottom.
But
I
do they
do
have,
remember.
do you have to like sync up when they have to shit? Like
No, no. It probably they tee in together, so one could shit, the other could shit, or maybe it's on top like a whale's blowhole.
I don't like
Spraying out.
I don't like that. Nope.
I do remember one episode of Cat Dog where they like actually do separate from each other, and like they do go through the whole surgery and everything, and like they have their own stuff. And I'm wondering, like,
Remember that.
yeah, like did they think themselves, "Hey, I got my own asshole now.
They probably did. They were probably very excited about that.
I can poop
That
on
was
my time."
I gotta say, that was a missed opportunity by the Cat Dog writers that they never did a single episode about how Cat Dog poops.
Mhm.
Should follow up with them. Write a letter.
Watch Teen Nick to find out the truth about Cat Dog. Maybe. All right, we have reached an hour, and I know we could definitely keep going on this as much as we.
Well,
would love
people in the
to.
comments have said we'll just have to do
We
part
will.
2 of this. So
We
Tina,
will do many of these, I'm sure. Now,
you're not off the hook. We're gonna have to do this again at some point.
Chirizi's coming back. Josh Nelson's coming back. Now Tina's got to come back to finish this anthology she started. So
For sure.
we love it.
Paired
Love
with the PowerPoint next time.
Coming with every show. All right. Before we get out of here, Tina, you want to plug anything while you're here?
Sam pretty much plugged it earlier, but you can find me writing on Southside Sox. I don't write about the actual White Sox very much, so that's kind of a bonus for everybody, including myself. So if you want to learn about the minors or really about what any other MLB team is doing, you can follow that here as well. My hat is here, little K Tina, and we've been really poor at putting out shit on social media, but follow our social media channels on Ass and Southside Sox. That would be really great. But this was great. Thank you guys for having me. I'm glad that we finally got to do this.
And we are so happy to have you here always. In terms of Ass stuff, there will be Asscast on Thursday. I will not be there that week, so you're all welcome for that. So we'll probably have actually people watching it. Al will be filling in for me. She'll be hosting that show. Should be good. And then we'll see you guys next week again for Asscast. So see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of Talking Out Our Ass, and guest is to be announced. So thank you everybody who watched, comment along. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into that kind of thing. We'd appreciate it if you were. All right, thank you everybody, and have a good night.